Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies, and my name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and today I am back with another yarn review. Now this time my yarn review is for the Cicibebe blanket yarn. Okay, now I will turn this over and give you all the details now. It is, there we go, let's hope this focuses in, 150 grams or 5-30 ounces. There is 150 meters or 164 yards, and it is a 100% acrylic. Now, according to the label, they're saying 4 balls of it will make you a scarf. You will need a 8 to 9 millimeter knitting needle or a 6 to 6.5 on the crochet hook. Okay, it is wash at 30. And do not tumble dry, do not iron, do not this, that and the other, and lay flat to dry. Okay, now the colourway that I have pretty much used up now is a 301-01. And it is made in Turkey. So you've got all the different information on where you can get your hands on a papaya yarn, because that's what this one is. Right, so there we go, that is the front of the packet again. It may have changed since I bought this one, because I bought this one at the beginning of last year. Right, now the colourway that I had all of these are different variants. These are getting lighter and lighter as they go. It is not down to the light, it is down to the yarn. Okay, so that is the colour variant that I had: yellows, blues and pinks. Right, so here is the yarn. It is a chenille, a ribbon style yarn. It is slightly twisted as it comes off of the cake. There we go, let's hope that's focusing in quite nicely for you. And we'll turn that again. And as you can see by the pattern that I put out earlier on in the week, and using this yarn, it's alright to work with. It can be a bit pedantic. Oh, I love that word. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my normal style, which is do a couple of chains and then work my way up the stitches so that you can see the different stitch definition. So I'm just going to start with my chain now. I'm only going to do a short chain because, as you can see here, that's all I've got left. So fingers crossed I can still do this so that I can show you exactly what all the different stitches look like. Right, so now we're on to our singles. When you work with this yarn, for the most part, if you're using a smaller stitches, you will be working by feel over sight. Okay, just because it's easier than straining your eyes. Right, so that is my rows of singles. Okay, let's bring that up to the camera a little and hope it focuses in for you. Now on to the half doubles. Now of course with this yarn as well, there is little sections of it that are different colours. So at the moment I've got pink with touches of a yellow in it. That drives me insane, that does. Right. Okay. Right, now time for the double crochets. I think, to be honest, the one that shows the most stitch definition is in fact the double crochet, but then that is my personal view. I know that people do use this yarn in single crochet to make amigurumi with. And the double crochet of a stitch works beautifully for blankets. I know, because I've made a blanket using this type of yarn and a double crochet. It's the cream one that's normally in the background of some of my tutorials. As you can see here, I'm really making a pig's ear of it, because my stitches aren't going where they're meant to. Sometimes they're going into the stitch, sometimes they're going between the stitch. It is just because I cannot actually see what I'm doing with my with the recording set up the way it is. Right, I'm not going to do any difficult stitch with it, because to be honest with this yarn, you're not going to see it. Now also, I am only using a J hook on this, which is the smaller out of the two that is recommended on the label, because I don't have any hooks well, I of the same style as this, any size and bigger than the J. I do have larger hooks, it's just this one is what I prefer to work with. Right, that will do, yeah, that will do. So I don't know how well you can see the stitch definition here, but we do have our single crochet rows, our half double, and our double rows at the top here. So as you can see, stitch definition on this isn't exactly the best, is it? But it will depend on what stitch you're using for the project that you have in mind. Right, now let's rip this back. As you can see, I am taking it quite slow even on the double crochets, because of the fluffiness of this yarn. It is very prone to catching, and I'm not looking forward to going down to the smaller sizes, as she says, through gritted teeth. Now the more you end up undoing this yarn, the more frayed it does become. So please keep that in mind, and I would suggest that you only use this on a project where you feel really comfortable with the stitch and the stitch pattern, and that you know that you won't be undoing your yarn that often, because as you can see, it does make it look very tatty at the end, and on top of that, it breaks very easily. Okay, so you've got to be careful on that one as well. If you're sort of tying a knot and you're putting it under any sort of stress, as you saw there, it does snap quite easily. So a little bit more info on this. Would I be purchasing this yarn again to make anything with? Probably not. It does actually hurt my hands working on the size J hook, and I think, to be honest, it doesn't matter what size hook I use, as I have used a larger hook with this style of yarn before and it still hurt my hand. So as far as I'm concerned, because it is flimsy, it does fall apart if it's put under any real tension, and it does fray as well if it is tugged on. As you can see here, I'm just pulling it apart off this bit that's fallen apart, so you can see it frays. I don't think it's really going to hold up too well in a washing machine on multiple times. So for me personally, I will not be purchasing this yarn again. But you never know, it may be that I got a dodgy batch. You just don't know. And I haven't used it enough balls of it to actually test my theory. And would I sell anything made with this yarn? Probably not either, because in the UK I have to do fire tests, and I really don't want to play fire setting this stuff alight, because because of the fluffy. I think it's going to go up really nice and really quickly. Right, that is it for this product review today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all again very soon. So please, if you can, stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now, everybody.